Dear student, last class we discussed about the RH criterion, Ruth Hurwitz criterion. Now our topic is root locus concept. So in our syllabus we have 3 points: root locus concept, construction of root loci, system with transportation lag. So first we know the introduction of the root locus. So everybody know about the one feedback system. So here in this feedback, the RS is input, CS is equal to output, HS feedback gain, GS forward gain. So we consider here negative feedback. What is the transfer function? The transfer function is CS by RS is equal to this. So everybody know about this transfer function. In every unit we used this formula. Now what is the characteristics equation? The equation shows the character of a system. It is stable or unstable is called as a characteristics equation. So characteristics equation is 1 plus GSHS is equal to 0. So one question arises in our mind, what we do in the root locus. Dear friends, we already told about the objective of a control system. In our syllabus we have 3 points and we do 3 points. First, representation of control system. Second, analysis of control system. Third is design of control system. So representation of control system, we already studied about the block diagram, differential equation representation, signal flow graph and state space analysis. When system is single input single output, the first three methods means differential equation representation, block diagram, signal flow graph is useful. In next part of the representation, state space representation, when system is multi input multi output, then it is very useful for representation of control system. So this is the first part, representation. Second part is analysis. We already discussed about the analysis of control system. So there are 3 types of analysis. First is analytical method for the analysis of control system. What is the analysis? The system is stable or unstable, etc. This is nothing but a character of a system. So first is analytical analysis, second is graphical, and third is the observation. So in observation, we observe the roots of control system, roots of characteristic equation in S-plane, and there are various concepts. If it is left half of S-plane, the system will stable, right half of S-plane is unstable and marginally stable. So here we already studied about the RS criterion, which is called as a Ruth Hurwitz criterion. Second is analytical method. In analytical, there are 2 types of analytical method: time domain means TD, frequency domain FD. In TD, it is nothing but a transient and steady state response of a control system, which is totally depend on the time domain. The all analysis we use the domain is time domain. Then here we determine the delay time, rise time, maximum overshoot, etc. This all analysis is called the time domain analysis. Next is frequency domain. So we convert the T into F. So such type of analysis is called as the analytical method of analysis in frequency domain. Next is graphical method. Similarly, there are 2 types of graphical method: time domain and frequency domain. In time domain, we use the root locus. In frequency domain, polar plot, Bode plot, Nyquist plot are the method to analysis of control system using graphical method. Now our topic is root locus. So finally we determine the characteristics equation, and when we determine the GSHS, so it is equal to -1 because 1 is going to in right hand side. So when we take the mod, so this negative is converted into a positive. Finally, mod of GSHS is equal to 1 and angle is equal to 180. So we obtain two equation. One is the magnitude equation, second is the angle. So root locus is a graphical method, or we define the root locus. So for a definition, the process of finding points on the S-plane which satisfy the above condition. Above condition means equation 1 and 2 is the basis of the root locus method. Or another definition is root locus is a graphical method to find the position of the roots of the characteristics equation. This is also called as the poles of closed loop transfer function. Or simply we say that root locus is a graphical method which satisfies these two equations, these two conditions. The one condition is GSHS is equal to 1, another is angle is 180. Now next point is elements of root locus. This is one complete diagram of a root locus. We take one example. In this example, this whole plane is referred as a S-plane. Now concentrate on the transfer function. So this part is numerator part, this is the denominator part. Denominator is related to the poles, numerator is related to the zeros. So in first case, we determine the open loop poles S is equal to P1, S is equal to P2, and so on, and number of zeros which is mentioned in the question. So here in S-plane there are two axes, j omega axis and real axis, sigma axis. So first indicate the number of poles. For example, in this diagram there are 4 poles, 1, 2 and 3. The second pole is imaginary poles. So for positive side and negative side, so there are P is equal to 4 and Z is equal to 0. Number of 0 is 0. Number of poles is 4. So this dash line is called the existence of root locus on real axis. So what are the elements? First element is open loop poles and open loop zeros. Okay. Second element is angle of asymptotes, first angle, the second angle, third angle and fourth angle. In next session we discuss about the how to determine the angles and etc. in this diagram, but this is nothing but the introduction point of view. These are the angles of asymptotes. This is called as asymptotes. Next is if there is a imaginary axis in poles, then we determine the angle of departure. So this is the angle of departure. This is the existence of root locus. This point is called the centroid. Centroid means intersection of asymptotes on real axis. This is the intersection of root locus on real axis. This point is called as a breakaway point. So in any question we determine the breakaway point. So there are two types of breakaway point, valid breakaway point and invalid breakaway point. So we leave the invalid breakaway point and consider only a valid breakaway point. This point is the intersection of root locus on imaginary axis. and it is determined with the help of RH criterion. Let us the next point. The construction of root locus. This is the introduction, because when we solve the question, then we will understand each and every point in details. But this is the main points construction of all silent features of root locus. The first is the root locus is starting from open loop poles or from k is equal to 0. So in any question, first determine the open loop poles and open loop zeros. So what's the first rule or first feature? Root locus is always starting from open loop poles. If there is no open loop poles, that means it is k is equal to 0. Root locus is terminated on the open loop 0 or k is equal to infinite. For termination of the root locus, there are two options. It is terminated on open loop 0. If open loop 0 is absent, then it is terminated on k is equal to infinity. Then third is the existence of root locus. This is very interesting point, and we understand this point with the help of one example. The example is that, for example, number of zeros is 2, number of poles is equal to 5. So this is one S-plane. So first indicate the number of poles and number of zero. Here from this poles, it is clear that it is a complex pole, and there is no complex zero. There is two complex poles. Okay. So how to determine the existence? So from the left hand side, see from this side, see from this side, from left to right. So here there are total 7 poles and zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now when we walk from left to right and stop in this poles, from these poles it is of well, and determine the number of poles and zeros. So hide this point and see in the right side the number of poles and zero is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is 6. 6 is nothing, it is even number. 6 is even number. When the summation of poles and zero is even, that means root locus does not exist. So from infinite to infinity to in this point, root locus does not exist. At this point we determine the summation of number of poles and zeros. Now for this point, from left to right, see in the right side there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 number of poles and zeros. Summation is 5. 5 is odd number. That means root locus exists at this point. So here exist, here not exist. Then come to the next point. Here when we see the alignment, there is 3 in the one line, there is 3 poles laying in the one line, and then go to the this point. Observe in right hand side there are 2 poles and zeros. Number of poles and zero is 2. 2 is the even number. So here at this point root locus does not exist. Then come to this point. At this point, when we observe in the right hand side, the number of poles and zeros is 1. 1 is odd number. That means here the root locus exists. Here root locus exists, here not exist, here exist. And finally, when we observe from this point, it is obvious it is even, means 0. There is no number of poles and zeros, so it is nothing but a even number. So here root locus does not exist. So with the help of this example, we know where is the root locus exist and not exist, and what is the meaning of this existent and non-existent. That means when we determine the breakaway point, when breakaway point in between this existent, so it is valid point. If suppose we determine a breakaway point and breakaway point between this point, so this is the breakaway point, so this breakaway point is invalid. Here every breakaway point are valid, here not valid. Then suppose we determine one valid point, so root locus is passed through this point, not this area, not this area. So this is the existence of root locus on S-plane. Next is the breakaway point. So breakaway point, from characteristics equation determine the k and take the rate of change of k with respect to S. It is 0 and equal to the 0. Finally we obtain the value of S. So there are various options for this S. This is a, and when we determine the number of S, suppose there are 3 roots, S1, S2 and S3, and this S1 is existent in this area, S2 is existent in this area, S3 is existent in this area. So there are 2 invalid point and 1 valid point. So this is the valid and this is not valid. So for this reason, here we write the S. First determine the value of roots, and this roots, and see these roots with existence of root locus and determine the valid invalid points. Leave the invalid points, only consider a valid point. Next point is centroid. How to determine the centroid? The formula for centroid is summation of p and summation of 0. Summation of p means combine the all poles. Suppose p is equal to p1 is equal to 1, p2 is equal to 3, that means it is 4. And finally we obtain one point, it is called as a centroid. What is a centroid? It is the intersection point of asymptotes. Next is angle of asymptotes. Determine the angle of asymptote. The formula is 2k plus 1 into 180 divided by number of poles minus number of 0. In this example, the 0 is 2, poles is 5. Here 5 minus 2. 5 minus 2 means 3. 5 minus 2 means 3. And what is the k? K is the integer 0, 1, 2 and so on. Last point is p minus z minus 1. Here p is equal to 3, z is equal to, p is equal to 5, z is equal to 2, that means it is 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. What is the value of k? K is equal to 0, 1 and 2. K 0 and 2. That means there are only 3 points of k. There are only 3 points. So first put the value of k. K is equal to 0. So 0 plus 1, 1. 1 into 180, 180. So 180 minus 3. So this is the first angle. Similarly, determine the second angle for k is equal to 1 and k is equal to 2. Next is the number of branches. Number of branches depend on the number of poles and number of 0. If poles is greater than 0, so number of branches is p. If 0 is greater than 4, number of branches is z. Here z is equal to 2, p is equal to 5. So n is equal to 5. The number of branches of root locus is 5. So here n is equal to 5 means there are 5 branches, root locus branches 5. Then angle of departure. The formula for angle of departure is departure 180 minus summation of angle of poles, summation angle of zeros of that point where you want to determine the angle of departure. Similarly, it is angle of, there is a formula for angle of arrival. So this is some silent features of root locus. The next point, we take one example and solve this example by using all formulas. This is nothing but one complete question. The next point is procedure to solve the problem of root locus. Thank you. Now next point is procedure to draw the root locus. So we take one example, and with the help of that example we try to understand how to draw the root locus. So procedure to plot root loci. So write down the one question. The question is, it is a university question. The open loop transfer function of a unity feedback control system is given by GS is equal to K divided by S plus 4, S plus 6. Draw the root locus of the system. So first read the question carefully, then procedure. So stepwise we try to understand the root locus. The step 1. In step 1, first step is to determine the number of open loop poles and zeros. So open loop poles, S plus 4, S plus 6 is equal to 0. So there are 3 poles. S1 is equal to 0, S2 is equal to minus 4, and S3 is equal to minus 6. If suppose there is a quadratic equation, so apply the formula for quadratic equation. If equation is very complicated, s to the power 3 and 4, so nowadays we use a calculator and first determine the number of poles, value of poles correctly. Here there is no 0 because K, there is no any S polynomial, so 0 is nil, 0 is equal to 0. Finally, what is the conclusion? P is equal to 3. There are 3 poles, 0, minus 4 and minus 6, and 0 is nil. This is the first step. Here feedback is 1, feedback gain is 1. No. And also listen one thing, that always indicate the poles by the symbol this cross and 0 by this 0. Here number of complex pole is nil, so angle of departure is nil. This question is then very easy, because in this question we do not determine the angle of departure and angle of arrival because no complex 0 is there. Step 2, then starting point and ending point. The root locus is starting from open loop poles. Open loop poles, there are 3 poles now, 0, minus 4, minus 6. So that means your root locus is starting from either this 0 or minus 4 and minus 6. It is depend on the question and your solution, and terminated on open loop 0. So there is no open loop 0. If suppose there is a 0, so then your root locus is terminated on that point, which is depend on your solution. But here in this question there is no open loop 0. That means your root locus is terminated on k is equal to infinite. What is the conclusion? Your root locus is starting from 0, minus 4, minus 6, or 0 or minus 4, minus 6, and terminated on k is equal to infinite. Next, step 3. Step 3 is number of branches, number of branch. Here consider the number of branch is equal to p, because your number of poles is greater than number of zeros. So number of branch is 3. So after the completion of this question, it is possibility to number of branch is equal to 3. Next is the existence of root locus. It is very important point. So first draw one S-plane, indicate the partition by 1, 2, 3, 4. Y-axis is indicated by j omega, x-axis by real axis, it is real axis, and it is imaginary axis, sigma. So first poles is S is equal to 0. So indicate here S is equal to 0. Second is S is equal to minus 4. So indicate here S is equal to minus 4 by cross. Already I told that indicate the poles by cross. And third is S3 is equal to minus 6. So S3 is equal to minus 6. And then observe about the existence of root locus. First, see your S-plane from left side. From left side. This is the left side of this diagram and right side. This is the right side and left side. Right side. So from left side, what is our observation? The number of poles and zeros. There is no zero, okay? But if suppose there is 0, so combine the number of poles and 0. So number of poles and 0 is 1, 2, 3. That means it is odd number. So your root locus is exists from minus infinity to up to the minus 6. Up to the minus 6. So dark this axis by 4 HB pencil or indicate this is the existence of root locus from minus infinity to minus 6. Second, then on this S is 3 is equal to minus 6. See, what is our observation? The number of poles and zeros, combination of number of poles and 0 is 2. This is 1 and 2. This 2 is the even number. So your root locus does not exist between the minus 6 to minus 4. Minus 6 to minus 4. So here your root locus does not exist due to the even number of combination of poles and 0. Next, third point is S is equal to minus 4. At this point, what is our observation? Our observation is that number of poles and zeros, number of poles and 0 is 1, means odd number. Your root locus is exists between this minus 4 to minus 4 to 0. So your root locus is exists between this minus 4 to 0. Next is on 0, number of poles and 0 is 0. So it is even number. So your root locus is not exist between S0 to plus infinity. 0 to plus infinity, root locus is not exist. So this is the existence of root locus. What is the use of this existence? That means when your breakaway point is in between the minus 6 and minus 4, that means this breakaway point is invalid. Root locus never cross this point from this point. Which point? Minus 6 to minus 4. Your root locus is pass through this area or this area. Okay. So this is the use of to determine the existence of root locus. Next point is centroid. The formula for centroid is C is equal to summation of poles minus summation of 0, poles minus 0. This summation of poles means whole points. For example, in this example there are three poles 0, -4, -6. So combine this all points. If suppose there is a imaginary roots, so -4 plus j, -4 minus j, or -6 minus j. So whatever the your poles you write here and combine them, minus summation of 0, there is no 0. Then number of poles, here number of poles is 3, number of 0 is 0. So finally your for centroid is -10 by 3, it is nothing, 3.333 something. What is the use of centroid? It is nothing but an intersection point of asymptotes. When you draw the asymptote, your intersection point is 3.3. Now next step is step 6, angle of asymptotes. This is the formula for angle of asymptotes. Theta k is equal to 2k plus 1 into 180 divided by 3 minus z. Here, and what is the k? K is the integer. The value of k is, formula for determining the value of k is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, p minus z minus 1. So always first determine this point, last point. So last point is number of poles is 3, number of 0 is 0, -1, finest is 2. That means the k is continuing up to 2, means k is equal to 0, 1, 2. So there are only 3 values of k. K is equal to 0, k is equal to 1 and k is equal to 2. How to determine this last point? With the help of this formula. Then first determine the angle of asymptotes, first angle. So k is equal to 0. Then theta 0. 0 into 0 plus 1 means 1. It is 1. Means 1 into 180 divided by 3 is equal to 60 degree. Second angle, k is equal to 1, so theta 1 is equal to 2k. 2 means 2 into 1, 1, 2 plus 1 into 180 divided by 3, that means finally 180 degree. Third is, with the help of protector, we can draw the asymptotes by using the angle 180, 60, and third angle is k is equal to 2, theta 2 is equal to, means 2 into 2, 4, 4 plus 1 means 5. So these are 5 into 180 divided by 3, it is nothing but 300. Finally, in your S-plane, you draw the angle, because you have the centroid. Value of the centroid is 3.3. So take here from 3.3 with the help of protector. First draw the one very light line. Use the 4HB pencil. So first draw the first angle, first asymptotes with the angle of 60, second asymptotes with angle of 180, and third asymptotes with the angle of 300. The next step is breakaway point. How to determine the breakaway point? The formula is dk by ds is equal to 0. K is nothing but a gain. So first apply the formula for a characteristic equation, which is 1 plus GSHS is equal to 0. It is characteristic equation. So put the value of GSHS. GSHS is equal to K divided by S plus 1, S plus 6, 1 plus is equal to 0. That means S plus 4, S plus 6 plus K is equal to 0. That means S square plus 4S, then S plus 6 plus K is equal to 0. That means S cube 4S square. Finally, we obtain the one equation, S cube plus 10S square plus 24S plus K is equal to 0. In this equation, determine the value of K. So here K is equal to minus S cube minus 10S square minus 24S. And take the differentiation of K with respect to S. S is nothing but a polynomial. So dk by ds here minus S cube, rate of change of this whole equation with respect to s. So it is nothing but a partitioning. So dk by ds, ds cube by ds, ds 10s square by ds and 24s by ds. So finally breakaway point are given by dk by ds is equal to this is equal to 0. So minus 3s square s cube, differentiation of s cube with respect to s is equal to 3s square, then 20s, then 24 is equal to 0. Multiply the negative sign with in both sides. So finally we obtain 3s square 20s plus 24 is equal to 0. This is nothing but a quadratic equation. So apply the formula for quadratic equation. So this is the formula applying for the quadratic equation. 24 into 3 into 4, 400. Finally s1 is equal to minus. So there are 2 points because the highest degree of the polynomial is 2. S polynomial is 2. So s square, that means there are 2 values. S1 is equal to minus 5.09, S2 is equal to minus 1.57. So there are 2 breakaway points. Then how we select one breakaway point out of these 2? So we already concentrated on the previous step, existence of root locus. So here we obtain that the root locus is exist from minus infinity to minus 6. There is no existence between minus 6 to minus 4, and again the root locus exists between the minus 4 to 0. Here what is the breakaway point? Breakaway point at that point where root locus is cross the real axis. This is the real axis, x-axis, and imaginary axis, j omega y-axis, y-axis. Here we determine the crossing point of root locus on real axis. So there are 2 points. So s1, this is the s1, minus 5.09, and s2 is minus 1.57. So minus 1.57 is valid point because the root locus exists between the minus 4 to 0, and it is possible to root locus cut this real axis with this point, but this point is totally invalid. S1 is because root locus does not exist. So root locus is cross the real axis from either this side or this side, but we obtain the breakaway point. That means it is confirmed that your root locus is cross the real axis from this point. So finally the BAP is breakaway point, BAP is 1.57. So remember this part, 1.57. Also we indicate the 1.57 on S plane. Next step is determine intersection point on imaginary axis. For this we determine the point of intersection on imaginary axis with the help of RH criterion. Here we apply the RH criterion. We know we have the characteristic equation in previous step. So this is the characteristics equation already we obtained in previous step. Apply the RH criterion, Rutherford's criterion. So write down the polynomial s cube, s square, s raised to 1, s raised to 0, then their multiplier, and finally determine the value of k. Here determine the, if suppose there is no 0 in first column, then determine the critical value of point k. So here we determine the value of critical value of k and put the value of this k. Suppose k is equal to 0, k is equal to 0, this whole row is 0. This is called as a auxiliary equation. If suppose k is equal to 40, so put the value of k is equal to 40. So 240 minus 240, 0. So this row having 0 element. So above this row it is called as a auxiliary equation. The value of this equation is tan s square, then k is equal to 0. Then 240 minus k divided by 10 is greater than is equal to 0. So finally k is greater than is equal to 240. K is equal to 240, then whole row is 0. So when put the value of k where whole row is 0 is called critical value. Critical value of k. Critical means not stable, no unstable, is critical value. The condition is critical. Okay. So similarly it is a critical value. So for stability, k is greater than is equal to 0, smaller than is equal to 240. This is the condition for stability. But when we choose k is equal to 0 or k is equal to 240, so we consider k is equal to 240, it is called as a critical value. When k is equal to 240, the system oscillates with a frequency given by, this is a determine the frequency at critical value. So tan s square plus k is equal to 0, s square minus k by 10 means minus 240 by 10 means s is equal to under root of minus 24 minus 1 under root is equal to j. So find s is equal to plus minus 4.9 j. So here in S plane there are two axes, j omega axis and real axis. So s is equal to, only there is the imaginary portion is there, real is 0. So real is 0 means at this axis this is the 0. Plus and minus 4.9j. So plus 4.9j minus 4.9j. When if suppose root locus is starting from at this point, so they cross the j omega axis at point 4.9 j. This is j omega axis now, j. Next point is point number 8. Determine the angle of departure. So in this question, in step 1, there is no complex poles. No complex poles. So there is no complex pole, that means there is no angle of departure. So an angle of departure is nil. Next is step number 9, angle of arrival. Similarly, in step number 1, there is no complex zero, and it is not necessary to determine the angle of arrival. Angle of arrival is nil. Then step 10, draw the root locus. So first draw the two axes on S plane, or take a one simple graph paper, draw the one x axis, one y axis, means horizontal and vertical. Vertical axis indicated by j omega, horizontal axis is indicated by sigma. Horizontal axis means x axis is real axis, y axis is imaginary axis. The name of this plane is S plane. So in step number 1, we already determined the number of open loop poles 0. There is no 0, but open loop poles, the first pole is s is equal to 0, second pole is s is equal to minus 4, and third pole is s is equal to minus 6. Then number of branches. So maximum number of branches here, n is equal to 3, because number of poles is 3. Then existence of root locus. So the root locus is exist between the minus infinite to minus 6 and minus 4 to 0. So root locus is exist between this. Then existence of root locus. So existence is from minus infinity to 6. Then at this point minus 6 to minus 4, root locus does not exist, and minus 4 does exist. Then BAP breakaway point 1.57. This is valid breakaway point, invalid breakaway point. So consider the valid breakaway point. Then centroid is minus 10 by 3, means minus 3.33. So we already indicate this minus 3.33, and also take the 60-degree angle for drawing a first asymptotes A1. So here use the protector and draw the one asymptotes with the angle of 60, second asymptote with the angle of 180, and third asymptotes with the angle of 300. Then your root locus is starting from open loop poles, or k is equal to 0. When k is equal to 0, we can obtain this line. So this is s equal to 0. So your root locus is starting from s is equal to 0 and terminated on k is equal to infinity. Other is your root locus is starting from s is equal to 0 and terminated on infinity. Third is your root locus is starting from minus 4 and terminated on infinite. Similarly, is terminated from infinite. So finally we draw the root locus. This is the final diagram of root locus. In next session we take the another problem. Thank you.